The Hologram War, how one pilot commanded an army that never existed. Welcome back to Untold Vietnam Chronicles, where we dive into the most incredible technological secrets that pushed the boundaries of reality itself during the Vietnam conflict. Tonight, we're uncovering perhaps the most mind-bending military deception in history, a classified program that used holographic projection technology to create entire phantom armies that confused enemy forces while proving that the future of warfare would be fought with light and illusion rather than bullets and bombs. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for more shocking revelations about the secret technologies that made science fiction into military reality. Like this video if you want to discover how Captain Michael Thompson became the first pilot to command holographic divisions that existed only as light projections, but achieved real tactical victories by convincing enemy forces they were facing impossible odds. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love connecting with our global community of future warfare researchers. Now prepare yourself for the ultimate technological magic trick, because tonight we're exploring Operation Mirror World, the classified program where one pilot's holographic projectors created phantom armies, so convincing that enemy forces surrendered to illusions, while proving that the most powerful weapons might be the ones that exist only in the enemy's mind. Chapter 1. The Light Warrior. Captain Michael Thompson was a test pilot whose background in experimental aircraft and cutting-edge aviation technology made him the ideal candidate for Operation Mirror World, a classified program that would transform him from conventional pilot into the world's first holographic warfare specialist. Thompson's recruitment came through his exceptional performance testing experimental aircraft at Edwards Air Force Base, where his combination of technical expertise, psychological stability, and innovative thinking had impressed Pentagon officials seeking pilots capable of adapting to technologies that exceeded conventional military applications. His assignment to Operation Mirror World began in early 1967, when he was transferred to a classified facility in Nevada where advanced holographic projection systems were being developed for military applications that challenged fundamental assumptions about the nature of warfare and tactical deception. Dr. Sarah Chen, the program's chief scientist, had developed holographic projection technology that could create three-dimensional light images with sufficient realism and scale to fool enemy observers into believing they were seeing actual military equipment and personnel. The technology was based on advances in laser systems, optical physics, and computer-controlled projection that had been achieved through classified research programs that exceeded publicly known scientific capabilities by decades. Thompson's initial training involved learning to operate holographic projection systems that could create convincing images of aircraft, vehicles, and personnel while maintaining the tactical awareness necessary to coordinate real military operations with phantom reinforcements that existed only as light projections. The holographic systems required precise coordination between multiple projection units and sophisticated understanding of optics, psychology, and tactical deception that made operation more complex than flying conventional aircraft while offering tactical possibilities that exceeded normal military capabilities. Chapter 2. The Phantom Squadron. Thompson's first operational assignment involved using holographic projection technology to create the appearance of reinforcement aircraft during missions where actual reinforcements were unavailable, testing whether phantom squadrons could provide tactical advantages through psychological pressure and strategic deception. His modified aircraft, designated Mirage 1, was equipped with advanced holographic projection systems that could create realistic images of up to 12 additional aircraft flying in formation with his real F-4 Phantom, while maintaining sufficient detail to fool enemy radar operators and visual observers. The holographic aircraft were programmed to follow realistic flight patterns, respond to tactical commands, and maintain formation discipline that made them virtually indistinguishable from real squadrons, while providing psychological intimidation that exceeded what Thompson's single aircraft could achieve independently. Thompson's first test mission involved supporting ground operations, where his Phantom Squadron created the appearance of overwhelming air superiority that convinced North Vietnamese forces to withdraw from advantageous positions rather than face what appeared to be massive American air attacks. The psychological impact exceeded all expectations. Enemy forces responded to the holographic aircraft as if they were facing real threats, altering their tactical decisions and resource allocation based on illusions that existed only as light projections controlled by Thompson's onboard systems. But the most remarkable aspect of the holographic squadron was its interaction with enemy air defenses, which tracked and engaged the Phantom aircraft using surface-to-air missiles and anti-aircraft fire that wasted enormous resources on targets that couldn't be damaged or destroyed. Thompson's successful mission established the tactical effectiveness of holographic warfare while proving that enemy forces could be manipulated through carefully controlled illusions that created real military advantages without requiring actual military resources. Chapter 3. The Division Deception. Following the success of Phantom Squadron operations, Operation Mirror World expanded Thompson's capabilities to include ground-based holographic projections that could create the appearance of entire military divisions, complete with tanks, artillery, and thousands of personnel. The enhanced holographic systems required Thompson to coordinate multiple projection units deployed throughout tactical areas while maintaining flight operations that provided optimal positioning for the holographic equipment and real-time control of phantom military formations. Thompson's aircraft became a flying command center for holographic warfare, equipped with sophisticated computer systems that could generate and control multiple simultaneous projections while maintaining the tactical coordination necessary for effective deception operations. His most ambitious operation involved creating the holographic appearance of an entire armored division preparing for major offensive operations, complete with hundreds of tanks, artillery pieces, and support vehicles that appeared to be massing for coordinated attacks against North Vietnamese positions. The Phantom Division was so convincing that North Vietnamese forces committed significant resources to preparing defensive positions and requesting reinforcements to counter what they believed was a major American military buildup that threatened their strategic objectives. Thompson's holographic division achieved tactical success by forcing enemy resource allocation and strategic planning based on threats that didn't exist while creating opportunities for real American forces to achieve objectives with reduced resistance and optimal tactical positioning. The operation demonstrated that holographic warfare could achieve strategic impact through pure deception while conserving actual military resources and personnel for operations where real capabilities were required for mission success. Chapter 4, The Psychological Mastery. As Thompson's holographic warfare capabilities evolved, he began incorporating psychological warfare techniques that exploited enemy fears and tactical assumptions to maximize the effectiveness of phantom military projections. His understanding of North Vietnamese military psychology allowed him to design holographic displays that specifically targeted enemy psychological vulnerabilities while creating maximum confusion about American capabilities and tactical intentions. Thompson developed holographic scenarios that appeared to demonstrate American technological superiority beyond what enemy forces believed possible, creating psychological pressure that exceeded the tactical impact of actual military operations. His phantom projections included impossible military technologies that suggested American forces possessed weapons and capabilities that exceeded known scientific limitations, creating fear and uncertainty that affected enemy decision-making at strategic levels. The psychological impact was so effective that North Vietnamese forces began reporting encounters with American military technology that exceeded their understanding of scientific possibilities, creating intelligence reports that confused their own strategic planning while enhancing the reputation of American technological superiority. Thompson's psychological mastery of holographic warfare included timing and positioning techniques that maximized the credibility of phantom projections while ensuring that enemy observations would be reported through intelligence channels that amplified the psychological impact of the deceptions. Most remarkably, Thompson developed holographic projections that appeared to respond intelligently to enemy actions, creating interactive illusions that convinced enemy forces they were engaging with real military units while actually fighting sophisticated light shows controlled by advanced computer systems. Chapter 5, The Impossible Battles. Thompson's most complex operations involved coordinating real military actions with holographic projections to create battles where enemy forces found themselves fighting combinations of actual and phantom opponents that made tactical assessment and response planning virtually impossible. His coordination of real and holographic forces required unprecedented tactical awareness and timing precision, as Thompson had to ensure that his phantom projections enhanced rather than complicated actual military operations while maintaining the illusions necessary for psychological impact. The combination of real and holographic warfare created tactical situations that exceeded enemy forces' ability to distinguish between genuine threats and sophisticated deceptions, forcing them to respond to phantom attacks while being vulnerable to real operations they couldn't identify. Thompson's battlefield management included real-time coordination between his holographic systems and actual military commanders, creating unified operations where phantom and real forces achieved tactical objectives through systematic deception and conventional military action. His most successful operation involved supporting a real special forces unit with holographic reinforcements that appeared to provide overwhelming numerical superiority while actually consisting of 12 real soldiers supported by Thompson's projections of an entire battalion. The enemy response to the apparent battalion strength operation involved commitment of resources and personnel that exceeded what the actual 12-person unit would have required, while the holographic projections prevented effective tactical response to the real threats. Thompson's coordination allowed the Special Forces unit to achieve objectives that would have been impossible against prepared enemies, while proving that holographic warfare could multiply the effectiveness of real military operations through systematic deception. Chapter 6, The Technology Evolution. Thompson's operational experience with holographic projection systems led to continuous technological improvements that enhanced the realism and tactical effectiveness of phantom military projections while expanding the possibilities for holographic warfare applications. His collaboration with Dr. Chen's research team produced enhanced projection systems that could create more detailed and interactive illusions while requiring less power and operational complexity than earlier holographic technologies. The technological evolution included artificial intelligence systems that could control holographic projections independently, allowing Thompson to coordinate multiple phantom operations simultaneously while maintaining flight operations and tactical awareness of real battlefield conditions. Thompson's aircraft underwent continuous modifications that incorporated improved holographic generators, enhanced computer systems, and advanced coordination equipment that transformed his F-4 Phantom into a flying holographic warfare command center with capabilities that exceeded conventional military aircraft by extraordinary margins. The enhanced technology included holographic systems that could interact with enemy radar and electronic systems, creating phantom electronic signatures that complemented visual deceptions while ensuring that holographic projections would be detected and tracked by enemy surveillance systems. But perhaps most remarkably, Thompson's systems evolved to include holographic projections that could simulate damage and destruction, creating phantom battle scenarios where holographic forces appeared to engage in realistic combat operations complete with explosions, casualties, and tactical responses. These interactive holographic battlefields allowed Thompson to create complex deception scenarios where enemy forces believed they were achieving tactical success against phantom opponents while being positioned for elimination by real military forces operating under cover of the holographic confusion. Chapter 7: The Strategic Deception. Thompson's holographic capabilities expanded to include strategic-level deceptions that influenced North Vietnamese military planning and resource allocation on a scale that affected the broader conduct of the Vietnam conflict. His strategic operations involved creating holographic evidence of major American military buildups and technological capabilities that forced enemy strategic planning to account for threats and capabilities that existed only as light projections controlled by his advanced systems. Thompson's Phantom Army operations included holographic divisions that appeared to be positioning for major offensive operations, forcing North Vietnamese forces to commit resources to defensive preparations against attacks that would never materialize. The strategic deception created misallocation of enemy resources on a massive scale while providing opportunities for real American operations to achieve objectives with reduced resistance and optimal tactical conditions. Thompson's coordination with conventional military planning allowed his holographic deceptions to support real strategic objectives while ensuring that phantom operations enhanced rather than complicated actual military activities. His strategic holographic operations influenced enemy intelligence assessments and military planning at the highest levels, creating confusion about American capabilities and intentions that affected North Vietnamese strategic decision-making throughout the conflict. But the most significant impact of Thompson's strategic deceptions was their influence on North Vietnamese morale and confidence, as enemy forces began believing they were facing American technological capabilities that exceeded their ability to respond effectively. Chapter 8: The Reality Crisis. As Thompson's holographic warfare operations achieved increasing tactical and strategic success, both friendly and enemy forces began experiencing difficulty distinguishing between real and phantom military activities, creating a crisis of perception that affected decision-making at all levels. American military personnel began reporting encounters with holographic projections that they believed were real military units, creating confusion about actual force deployments and capabilities that complicated tactical planning and resource allocation. The blurring of reality and illusion affected Thompson's own psychological state as he spent increasing amounts of time operating systems that created convincing alternatives to actual reality while maintaining tactical awareness necessary for real combat operations. Thompson began experiencing what military psychologists termed holographic dissociation, difficulty distinguishing between real and projected images that affected his ability to maintain tactical awareness and decision-making clarity during complex operations. The psychological impact extended to enemy forces who began questioning their own perceptions and intelligence assessments as they encountered holographic projections that challenged their understanding of what was possible and what was real. Military intelligence on both sides became complicated by reports of encounters with military units and equipment that might or might not have existed, creating analysis paralysis that affected strategic planning and tactical response capabilities. Thompson's operations had created a battlefield environment where the distinction between reality and illusion became tactically irrelevant, as both real and phantom threats required equivalent responses from enemy forces while creating equal psychological and tactical pressure. Chapter 9: The Counter-Hologram War. As North Vietnamese forces began developing countermeasures against holographic deceptions, Thompson found himself engaged in technological warfare where competing illusions and detection systems created layers of deception that exceeded conventional military understanding. Enemy countermeasures included sophisticated detection equipment that could identify certain characteristics of holographic projections while developing tactical procedures that accounted for the possibility that apparent military threats might be illusions. But North Vietnamese forces also began deploying their own deception technologies that created false targets and phantom threats designed to waste American resources while concealing their actual military activities and capabilities. Thompson's operations evolved into battles between competing illusion systems where success depended on creating more convincing deceptions while detecting enemy phantom operations that might be concealing real military threats. The counter-hologram warfare required Thompson to develop detection capabilities that could identify enemy deceptions while ensuring that his own holographic projections remained convincing to enemy forces who were specifically looking for evidence of phantom operations. The technological arms race between competing deception systems pushed holographic warfare technology beyond original design parameters while creating tactical situations that had never been anticipated by conventional military doctrine. Thompson's adaptation to counter-hologram warfare required him to function simultaneously as operator of holographic systems and analyst of enemy deceptions while maintaining flight operations and tactical coordination with real military forces. Chapter 10: The Perfect Illusion with Real Military Forces. Chapter 10: The Perfect Illusion with Real Military Forces. Chapter 10: The Perfect Illusion with Real Military Forces. Chapter 10: The Perfect Illusion, but for Mosi, Wolderitu is don de pace tuerio, Wolderitins and but fagaroarders ways. Wolderitin with the tongue lex amruzal options and but fakwer chanbel the markin of priming twidijugats chos like gores. That site but then morny saps or brutter. Chapter 10: Will the marker brummen coals or at bucknalders wide though as fault solve. The Frockers with their Salvan that Vindu Glom Girl. Thompson's ultimate holographic operation involved creating a phantom military scenario so comprehensive and convincing that it influenced major strategic decisions by North Vietnamese leadership while demonstrating the complete tactical potential of holographic warfare technology. The operation required coordination of multiple holographic projection systems deployed throughout a major tactical area to create the appearance of preparations for the largest American military operation of the Vietnam conflict. Thompson's phantom operation included holographic projections of massive troop buildups, advanced military equipment, and strategic preparations that suggested American forces were preparing for decisive offensive operations that could determine the outcome of the entire conflict. The holographic deception was so comprehensive and convincing that North Vietnamese intelligence analysis confirmed the apparent American preparations as genuine, while recommending strategic responses that would commit enormous resources to countering operations that existed only as light projections. Thompson's coordination of the Phantom operation required him to maintain dozens of separate holographic projections while ensuring that each component of the illusion remained consistent with overall deception objectives and tactical realism requirements. The strategic impact exceeded all expectations as North Vietnamese forces committed major resources to preparing for American offensive operations that would never occur while creating opportunities for real American forces to achieve strategic objectives through reduced enemy resistance. Thompson's perfect illusion demonstrated the ultimate potential of holographic warfare while proving that sophisticated deception could achieve strategic victory through pure psychological manipulation without requiring actual military confrontation. Chapter 11: The Technology Transfer. As Operation Mirror World achieved unprecedented success, Thompson was assigned to develop training programs that could transmit holographic warfare capabilities to other pilots while ensuring that the technology could be deployed more widely throughout American military operations. Thompson's training methods emphasized the psychological and tactical aspects of holographic warfare rather than just technical operation of projection systems, recognizing that effective deception required understanding of enemy psychology and tactical behavior as much as technological capability. His instruction included comprehensive analysis of enemy decision-making processes and tactical vulnerabilities that could be exploited through holographic deceptions while maintaining operational security that prevented enemy forces from developing effective countermeasures. Thompson's students achieved varying levels of success with holographic warfare operations, but none achieved the tactical mastery and psychological understanding that had made his operations extraordinarily effective against enemy forces. The training program revealed that effective holographic warfare required exceptional psychological insight and tactical creativity that exceeded what conventional military instruction could provide through standard educational approaches. Thompson's recognition that holographic warfare was as much art as science led to development of specialized selection and training procedures that emphasized psychological aptitude and creative thinking rather than just technical competence. His legacy as the first holographic warfare specialist influenced development of deception technologies and psychological warfare techniques that continue advancing military capabilities while demonstrating the potential for illusion-based tactics in modern conflicts. Chapter 12, The Reality Revolution. Thompson's final operation involved coordinating real and holographic forces for a major tactical engagement that would demonstrate the complete integration of illusion and reality in modern warfare while establishing the precedent for future conflicts fought with light and deception as much as conventional weapons. The operation required Thompson to command actual military units while coordinating phantom reinforcements that multiplied apparent American capabilities while creating tactical confusion that prevented effective enemy response to real threats. His coordination of real and holographic warfare achieved tactical victory through optimal combination of actual military capabilities and sophisticated deception that maximized effectiveness while minimizing resource expenditure and personnel risk. The successful operation established holographic warfare as a proven tactical capability while demonstrating that future conflicts would require integration of reality and illusion in ways that exceeded conventional military understanding. Thompson's achievement proved that the most effective military technologies might be those that existed primarily in enemy perceptions rather than physical reality, while showing that psychological warfare could achieve strategic objectives through pure deception. His final mission established the foundation for military technologies that would transform warfare from physical confrontation to psychological manipulation, where victory would be achieved through superior illusion rather than superior firepower. Epilogue: The Master of Illusions. Captain Michael Thompson's development of holographic warfare capabilities established the foundation for military technologies that continue evolving decades after his original operations, while proving that the future of conflict would be determined by mastery of perception rather than mastery of conventional weapons. His operational achievements demonstrated that sophisticated deception could achieve strategic victory while conserving actual military resources and personnel for operations where real capabilities were essential for mission success. Thompson's holographic warfare techniques influenced development of modern military deception technologies while establishing tactical principles that continue advancing military capabilities through integration of reality and illusion. The psychological warfare aspects of Thompson's operations provided insights into enemy decision-making processes and tactical vulnerabilities that influence broader strategic planning and tactical doctrine development throughout the military. Modern military forces continue developing holographic and deception technologies that build upon Thompson's original innovations while adapting his techniques to contemporary tactical requirements and technological capabilities. His legacy as the first holographic warfare specialist proves that military advancement sometimes requires thinking beyond conventional limits while demonstrating that the most powerful weapons might be those that exist primarily in enemy consciousness rather than physical reality. Today, Thompson's contributions to military deception and psychological warfare continue influencing tactical doctrine and technological development while proving that individual innovation can transform entire categories of military capability. His story demonstrates that the future of warfare would be determined not just by technological superiority, but by superior understanding of human psychology and the ability to manipulate enemy perceptions through sophisticated illusion and deception. The hologram war proved that light and illusion could be more powerful than bullets and bombs when properly applied by individuals who understood that victory in modern conflict required mastery of reality and fantasy simultaneously. Thompson's phantom armies achieved real tactical victories while proving that the most effective military force might be the one that existed perfectly in enemy minds while requiring minimal actual resources and personnel. In the end, Captain Thompson commanded armies that never existed while achieving victories that were completely real, demonstrating that the ultimate military weapon might be the human imagination properly manipulated through technological sophistication and psychological understanding. His holographic projections disappeared when the power was turned off, but their tactical impact lasted throughout the conflict while establishing precedents for future warfare that continues evolving toward battles fought with light, illusion, and psychological manipulation. The pilot who commanded Phantom divisions proved that reality and illusion could be combined to create tactical capabilities that exceeded what either could achieve independently, while showing that the future of warfare would be limited only by human imagination and technological capability. Thompson's legacy reminds us that in modern conflict, the most dangerous enemy might be the one you can see but cannot touch, and the most powerful army might be the one that exists perfectly in your mind while requiring no soldiers, weapons, or resources to achieve complete tactical victory.